Hello, it's Yoga Hippie here. I want to welcome you to my channel and say hello. If you are if you're a repeat offender, I am practicing for the first time using my camera horizontally. And it's really hard to do because I can see myself out of the corner of my eye on my screen, but of course I have to look at the right. It's just really strange. But I want to add a video at the end of this, and it is a little video of me playing a little harp that I just bought. I bought a therapy harp. So what I want to talk about today is, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do this. Wow. Okay, sorry. I want to talk about what's been going on. So, I have been trying for a couple years now to figure out how to get out of massage. Originally I thought I just wanted to get out of it as a full-time job and also to find something to do while I'm traveling. When I think I've found it, it's a long story and I don't think I can tell it all in 15 minutes, and I really am trying not to have part one, part two, part three. I may just have different videos explaining different parts of this whole journey that I've been on. But I have been seriously listening to my intuition and going with the flow for, well, I've been practicing it, for a good while, many years, but I've really not had the ability to be full on with it, in my opinion, until my kids became adults. So, my kids went off on their own to be adults about 3 years ago, and I decided I would take off traveling. I had this plan to travel anyways, and I moved to San Diego, and then after 10 months of living there, I left to go pursue my dreams of travel. I had never traveled when I was younger. I went on, vacations with my mom and whatnot, and a handful of things here and there, and I otherwise only traveled with my ex-husband, and we didn't really travel. Well, he was a missionary, and so we did missionary stuff, and we were usually in Mexico. He got to go on all the fantastic trips to like Jamaica and Ireland, and I was at home with kids. So anyway, that's okay. Now I'm able to do whatever I want, but I needed my job to be a little bit more flexible, and massage, you've got to have a license and a table and linens, and it's just involved, and it's not a very easy way, in my opinion, to travel. So I have been opening doors and seeing if it makes sense to continue walking through them. And so I've explored life coaching. I have a certification for that. I am now certified level 3 to do Reiki Tumo, which I really love, and I had been fairly obsessed with it until, as of late, I bought this therapy harp, and now I'm completely obsessed with this. So what happened was I went and I thought I was going to get a yoga therapy certification. I teach yoga, and I've been teaching yoga since 2009. And it's something that's dear to my heart, is just continued to change my life. And last night I was like sobbing, just tears of gratitude for yoga. And it just continues to open doors in my life. I originally started practicing yoga because I wanted to feel peace. And I had practiced yoga years before for just about a month, and wasn't able to continue practicing because my ex-husband was a little bit controlling and conservative, and he didn't agree. He said it was a cult. So anyway, so I couldn't practice yoga then, and 10 years had passed, and I was trying to get sober, and I started practicing yoga to find peace, and it's given me just so much more than I can even have imagined, and it just continues to open doors for me. So I find myself at the Soul of Yoga Institute, which is like a huge deal, and it's a beautiful place with beautiful people and very top-notch education there. And so they have a lot of different things going on there, and I was just waiting. They were just waiting on me. I'd gone through and talked to the admin and done all these things, and excuse me, they were waiting on me. I gotta get my coffee. Where's my coffee? So sorry. I'm house sitting at the Wallens again. anyway, they were just waiting on me to get my deposit, and for whatever reason, I just couldn't get excited about it. I kept thinking, I don't know, I don't know why, but I couldn't give them my deposit. So meanwhile, I'm on their mailing list, because I had been pursuing things and in their world, and so anyway, I was getting emails about things that were going on, and I've had kind of an off and on love affair with kirtan and chanting, which is a yoga thing, and it's Sanskrit chants, and it's a really great thing to do, and I'll share some of those with you at another time. But anyway, I I had this. Oh my God, it's such a struggle to look at the camera over here at this like spot that just doesn't have anything on it. Anyway, I'm sorry, my brain is really having a hard time with this. It's making it more than normal difficult for me to stay on my topic for some reason. Anyway, I will get over it. So I went to see Wah, and they were having a Q&A with her after an informational thing about sound healing. And I had been pretty amazed with sound healing, and I don't know if you've ever experienced sound healing, but if you haven't, go do some of that. And also, I'll be able to offer that to you via the internet or phone in just a few weeks. But it's really cool in person for sure, and but sound travels over the phone and internet, so that's really awesome. So I'd gone to this singing bowl thing, and I had been dabbling in sound healing since 2009 in Kansas City, and I just kind of kept gravitating toward it more and more on my own, in my personal life, because it was really grounding me, and it was just sort of helping heal me. And I was dealing with all these injuries from massage, and I was just in pain, and I was exhausted, and I didn't really understand that my injuries were part of my exhaustion, and because my body was working so hard to sort of try to repair itself, and I wasn't giving myself enough breaks with massage. I was working more than normal because I was trying to pay for a lot of things, and I wasn't making as much because I was working at a spa instead of for myself. So I went to this informational thing to find out about it, and while I was there talking to Wah, she told me, I said, look, she said, we're gonna, ohm and use our voice, learn how to use our voice to heal ourselves. And I was like, no, I can't do that. Like, hey, excuse me, I'm tone deaf. My mom, she told me my whole life I was tone deaf, and I can't carry a tune. And she said, that's a myth. And I was like, whatever, lady, that's totally my story. And she was like, no, you should take a test. Take a test, and I guarantee you, you're not tone deaf. You're just not able to hear. You're not trained. Your ear isn't trained to hear the pitch and to match it. So all you have to do is do that and practice, just like you practice yoga or any other thing that you want to get better at. You have to train yourself to do that. And so I was like, all right. And I took this tone deaf test, and she was right. It said I was not tone deaf, and I was just blown away by that. And this was earlier in the year, in April, I guess, and I signed up. That was part of my motivation, was like, I'm scared to death to sing in front of people or to have anybody hear me sing. Somebody was like, what do you do when you ohm with your class, your yoga class? I'm like, I don't ohm with my students. I don't do that. I'm never going to do that, because I sound like a dying cow. Oh, I'm not doing that. And ohm is a thing that they do to open and close classes often, and I love it, but I only do that really loud when it's a large group of people, and anyway, it's pretty amazing. So I joined the sound healing thing because it's been having an impact on me, but also I just wanted to be able to sing because I love to sing, and I was like, fine, you know what? I just want to do it. I'm going to do it. So I've been paying on it all year. It cost me almost $3,000, and been paying on it for like 6 months, and I got that paid off, and we started it yesterday, and this lovely, lovely lady, not Wah, but I think she's coming in the next module in October. Sylvia, I don't know how you say her last name, Nakak, it's Nakkaach. She's amazing. And so she and I had a conversation about it in front of the whole group yesterday at some point in the afternoon, you know, and she was like, that's not your story anymore. And she echoed the things that Wah said to me. And after class, one of the girls came up to me and she had it's called a shutter box or a shooter box or a shopti box. I don't know what it is. It sounds like a harmonium, but there's no keys to play. You just open and close this box and the air makes this sound that's like an organ, and it's like Indian music that you hear, and it's beautiful. So we were learning to sing with it, and she also called it a drone. I don't know, but I might end up buying one of those too. So anyway, this girl had that, and she was like, if you have time after class, you know, let me work with you for a second, and we'll do that. We'll see how you are. So we went over to the little lounge area by ourselves, away from everybody, and after the end of the day, and I don't know if I can talk about it without tearing up. It's totally making me emotional, but in the best of ways. I'm sort of a crier. I just haven't really cried too much on my channel yet. But oh my God, she said, that's not your story. You don't even need to talk about that. So that's why I'm going to talk about it now and tell my story of how I changed my story. It's sad to me that people tell you things, and my poor mom, she didn't know any different. She didn't know that either about singing on pitch, you know, and now I'm going to help her know. So I sang on pitch, and I did it more than once, and I sang in front of this girl. I wasn't singing songs, we were singing sounds, and a lot of sound healing is making sounds, and so we sang these seed sounds, and then she asked me to just make a sound, and you know, like la or da or whatever, and she played this musical instrument while I did it, and I did it along with that, and it was freaking amazing. I can't even tell you how much that liberated my soul. And I made it a goal to sing with a musical instrument to a yoga class one day during Shavasana. I always think that's beautiful when that's done, and anyway. So I wanted to share my good news that I am going to be able to sing, and I already can, and I just need to practice. And I will hope that you guys will feel encouraged and know that, you know, you can do anything you set your mind to, and lots of people do. Lots of people do miraculous things, and it's a mindset. We change our story, we change our mindset, and we do what the fuck we want. And excuse my French, but that is just me, and I've been keeping my F-bombs at bay, but you know, it's just how I am. So it's the real me. And I hope it doesn't offend anyone. I don't mean to offend, but I figure I'll draw the people that I'm meant to draw, and if people are offended by some word like that, I'm sorry. But anyway, I'm gonna leave a minute. I have to leave. I want to show you my harp, and a minute of me playing it. I've had a week and a half, almost 2 weeks, and I'm obsessed with it, and it's making me so happy and grounded, and I can't wait to share this amazing thing with others. And maybe I'll do a video on sound healing and why it is so amazing and what it does for you. And I'll separate that. It'll just be a separate video about sound healing and why it's good. So I hope that you feel encouraged by this video, and please like my video and subscribe for more, and hope you have a wonderful day. Peace.